Yo, what's up everybody? This time, what do we got? It's the SYMA X14. Box is pretty big, you can see, so definitely not a micro quad here. What do we got on the outside of the box? X14, the new fighter. Pretty cool looking quad, man. Definitely like the way it looks. And on the back, got one of the new SYMA transmitters. So this thing hasn't been out that long. It just came out. It does have a newer style SYMA transmitter. I believe it has altitude hold. No idea if this thing is any good or not, but we're gonna find out right now. Let's open it up and take a look. Oh, one thing I did want to point out, very important. Keep the package information for refer. Okay, we'll be sure to do that. All right, pretty neat little package here. Everything is nice and compartmentalized. And what do we got in the box? One SYMA X14. And a pretty good size mini. Anyway, we'll come back to the quad in a little bit. Let's see what else is inside the box. One of the newer SYMA transmitters. What is this? Oh, that must be for a phone mount if you got like the Wi-Fi FPV version or something like that. And this is going to be an altitude hold quadcopter for sure. This controller actually feels pretty decent, believe it or not. Quite comfortable. Two sets of buttons on the shoulder with these nubs. I'm sure there's no antenna action going on inside those little guys, but we'll see. Finally, the bag of accessories, and inside, let's see what we got. Uh-oh, I'm looking at the battery charger and I see the new proprietary SYMA plug. So you're not going to be able to use, at least not without modification, your kind of standard micro low-C batteries you might have laying around. So one USB battery charger. Prop lotto time, and we've got four. 1, 2, 3, 4. SYMA, you rock. Thanks for the 4 props. Oh, this is actually a fairly decent little mini screwdriver. Better than the normal, I mean, still cruddy, but way better than the normal stuff that you might get. So better than standard on that one. Then we have the instruction manual in black and white. And might have to look at some stuff in here because this thing's got altitude hold and need to know how to start and stop the motors. So let's check out the aircraft a little more itself here. On-off switch on the bottom. Really interested to see what this battery looks like. Wow, the battery's in there sideways. Check that out. That's really interesting. Oh no, it's big. This is a 3.7 volt, 450 milliamp battery. Looks like a nice little battery. Stupid connector here, this stupid connector here. Maybe I'll rewire this thing. Put some micro low-Cs on here. The gears are quite small. The prop gear is small. Pinion gear looks to be normal, but that's kind of interesting. That means the propeller should spin, I guess, faster, right? With a smaller gear. So they are small propellers for this size quad. That would make sense that they have to spin faster. So we'll see what that's all about. Like the way it looks. Really like the way it looks. Like the way the landing gear is. That's pretty cool. Really solid. A little bit of shock absorption going on, but super stable because they're spaced out nice. They're under the motor pods. So let's get batteries in this transmitter and see what's up. I actually kind of like this design with the battery bay, man. I don't know, maybe sideways is the way to go. Let's see what kind of lights we got. All right, so SYMA putting right in the front again. Not ideal. I don't know how good of a night flyer this is gonna be. I mean, these little landing things light up, but I'm not really sure. Can't tell. Power up the transmitter. And does it automatically bind? No, up and down. Down. And we're bound. Let's see, how do we start the motors? Maybe click that. I don't know what that does. 1, 2, 1, 2, okay. Whoa. That's like one key takeoff and I'm airborne and I didn't quite mean to be. And This is weird. Because altitude hold. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing to come back down. All right. That must have been one key. Take off. All right, you can start the motors by going down and in, and it stops them as well. So we can do that. Let's calibrate maybe. Calibrate. Yeah, some kind of calibration there. Hopefully gyro. This one's probably gyro. Fast is usually gyro. The other one's usually headless. All right. That's good. So down and in. Sounds great. Okay, well, this is a SYMA X model. Let's see if it just happens to work with the SYMA X protocol. Will it bind? Yes. Will it start? Bring the stick to 0. Let's see what happens. I can't get it to throttle. All right, well, it does bind. Yeah, we'll have to take this thing for a flight and see what it's like. It feels pretty light. Interesting design. Feels good. We'll check it out. Stay tuned. All right, let's see what this thing's all about. Motor's on. It's got 2 rate settings, low and high. I just started it out high, and it's still really, really docile. Here's the yaw. The yaw is really, really slow. Whoa. Not a lot of pitch or bank. It doesn't like a lot of angle if you manage. It doesn't have a lot of pitch or bank, but if you manage to get it to pitch or bank, like if you do a hard bank turn, it goes a little bit crazy. It's almost like it doesn't like the angle of gyro. That's the funnel you get. Not very good. Altitude hold works okay. I prefer it didn't have it, but it works okay. Flips are pretty good. It's easy to fly. Definitely probably a good beginner's drone. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So if you do try to dig in and get some angle, and it gets more angle than it likes, it just kind of overbanks and falls down. Look. I wonder if the props are just too small for this size quad. It feels underpowered, and not having direct control over the throttle doesn't help that. Looks really cool though. It's not like to get a lot of bank angle on it. Acts weird. But if you're not trying to do that, I guess it's pretty stable. So, like I said, reasonable beginner's quad, good looking quad. Probably if you were looking for getting like a Wi-Fi FPV version of this quad, although I don't really recommend Wi-Fi FPV. Probably flies decent for that application, but not sporty at all. Wasn't really expecting it to be with the altitude hold, but range seems okay. I haven't had any problems with control. And the transmitter is comfortable. Oh, there we go again. Just doesn't like if you manage to get it to bank a little bit further than it wants to. It doesn't like that at all. You can see there's not a lot of pitch or bank angle going on here. And there's the LVC already. Wow, so I don't even know if we've got 4 minutes out of this 450 milliamp hour battery. Another sign that maybe the props are too small. The gears are, motors are working too hard to spin the props too fast. We'll take it for a night flight next. Okay, so the lights are really bright. Really, really bright. Well done with the lights, SYMA. Although you do have the colors reversed, orange in the front, green in the back. Not too offensive if you fly the Phantom, who also does that, but I don't know why they just can't put green in the front. I think most people would prefer that. But the lights are really, really bright. You can see this thing probably from a long way off. Looks cool. Looks like a UFO or something. Excellent lights for night flying. But unfortunately, the quad is still slow and kind of boring. And while the altitude hold works, it's I'm actually flying with the Tyrannus QX7 right now, which is a little bit weird because I don't have the left stick spring loaded. So I've just got a really big dead zone programmed around the throttle axis. But not really fun to fly this way. But it does work. You can fly this with deviation or Tyrannus with a multi-module. It works on the SYMA X protocol. It works. It's just awkward. Unless you want to open up your transmitter and tighten the spring to get the left stick to auto center, but not really worth the time just to fly this one quad, but it works. You can hear how fast the props are spinning. It's much faster than a typical Mini. Somewhere in between like a Mini and a direct drive micro. It does behave a little better with the Tyrannus than it does with the stock controller. It's not like wanting to fly into the ground when you pitch and bank, or if you manage to get the bank angle over too hard. Is good. It's strange that it's like that. And there's the LVC already. This thing does not have good battery life. Looks good at night though. See if we can bring it in. And there we go. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. How good is the SYMA X14? Take a look across our 9 categories here. Design. I like the way the thing looks. It's really, really cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's kind of cool how the battery goes in there sideways and put together really well, and the transmitter feels really nice. We're going to give it a 4 props out of 5 for design. Power, I think it was a strange choice with these smaller props and smaller gears, and just doesn't make a lot of power. And I'm going to give it a 2 props, and that might even be generous, 2 props out of 5 for power. Control, with the stock transmitter, it controls really weird. It's probably a good beginner's quad, but if you try to fly it sporty, it doesn't like that, and it doesn't really want to do that anyway. So we're going to give it a 2 props out of 5 on control. Transmitter and range, the actual transmitter itself is really nice. The sticks feel nice. The range seems really good. It's comfortable. The buttons are solid. I have to give it a 5 props for a transmitter. For a toy quad transmitter, it's really good. Night flying, lights are awesome. Would have given it a 5 props again here if it just had the color in the right order. Because of that, we got to give it 4 props out of 5. If green was in the front, it would probably be a 5 out of 5. Fun, not sporty at all. The flips are okay. Altitude hold is boring. So for fun, we're only going to give it 1 prop. Might be good for a beginner flyer out there, but not fun for somebody who wants to fly a little faster. Durability is really good. I did bump this thing around a few times so far, trying to figure out how to get it to work right. I'm not used to flying altitude hold, so prop guard help out. The frame and the canopy, the quadcopter is really solid. Battery's well made. 5 props out of 5 for durability. Also came with 4 spare props, so there you go. Battery situation is terrible. I'm barely getting 4 minutes of flight time with the stock battery. Comes with proprietary connectors, so I can't really try out any other batteries unless I want to do some modding. Battery bay also not a lot of extra space in there for different sizes of batteries. 1 prop for battery. Value is average. This comes without a camera, with a camera, and with a Wi-Fi FPV, I believe, and they're all pretty reasonably priced for, you know, the feature set. So average value, 3 props out of 5. Overall, that adds up to 3.0 props out of 5. If you're looking for a beginner quadcopter with altitude hold, with a comfortable transmitter, a really decent build quality, and good durability, this is a good choice. Other than that, I would probably say look somewhere else. Thanks for watching.
Please check it on the map.